haters. They wanna see trap stars, they wanna see robbers, they wanna see killers.
Off the record, powered by Amadeus.
They just wanna see me and my niggas.
OTR's in the building, let's do this. OTR.
That's what they wanna see hitters. They wanna see trap stars, they wanna see robbers, they wanna see killers.
Off
They
the
just
record,
wanna
powered by
see me and my
Amadeus.
niggas. How we living? Hey.
Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real!
Compared to our previous peaks in March and April, our volumes are doubled. We continue to break record number of patients each day in our hospital, and we're having to expand our footprint for COVID-19 patients. Before, we might have been able to take care of all those patients on one wing of a unit. Now, all three wings of that unit are full, and we're looking for more space. So I'd love to tell you that we're doing great, but we're struggling.
All right, everyone, we're back at it with another one. This is OTR. OTR stands for Off the Record, powered by Amadeus. I am Caldrick, and
this is Warren. You already know.
Okay. So we're going to jump right into it. Today's topic is going to be COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever you want to call it.
It's the elephant in the room. That's what it is.
Elephant in the room is an understatement, G. It's a whole fucking zoo. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, Warren, I got to ask you, on a micro scale and a macro scale, right? What are the effects of COVID for you? And when I say micro, I mean personally. How is it affecting you personally and your immediate family members and stuff like that?
Okay.
But on macro scales, how is it affecting you within your community and your surroundings? You know what I mean?
On a macro scale, it's affecting me in a sense where it's like there's nothing to do on road. You know what I'm saying? Like normally I'd go to the movies or go to a club or do this or do that. Like all that's changed. Even from going to the grocery store, that's changed. Just as some of the listeners, actually all the listeners already know. On a micro scale, like it's given me a lot of family time. So that's a positive. You know what I'm saying? It's affected how we celebrate milestones. Like Thanksgiving was just the other day. Couldn't invite the entire family. Had to like pick and choose who can come through because have a newborn and stuff, so I can't really have people that work at nursery homes coming to my house kind of thing. How's it affecting you?
Micro personally, I mean, during COVID kind of affected everybody differently. For me, it gave me a little bit of a negative hit in terms of finance. But it also created a few traumas and stuff like that. But I ended up having to not been able to be with my first daughter on her birthday because of COVID. So that impacted me and her a lot. But yeah, I've always been a survivor. So I've just been dealing with it. You roll with the punches, get with the times and stuff like that. It changes a lot of things. But it is what it is. Macro, like I said, business-wise, it affected me in a bad way, but I'm gonna rise up from it. Socializing, that was the biggest effect, I would say. It's because I do road, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whether I'm on the bike with the Mandem or whether I'm out at a joint or a dance with my family and my peoples. Like, we can't enjoy life the way we used to enjoy life. We can't all come together and have a few drinks and turn up and do what we do. There's that distance thing. And then, through the summer it was rough, right? Because we like get-togethers and barbecues and stuff like that. And, we tried to have a little 1-2 barbecue here and there in the backyard. And, boy, them show up and them thing there and whatever. And it kind of just kills things. So, yeah, it had a bad impact socially for me. But we work with it. You had mentioned that you had a newborn.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, I hate the term COVID baby. But
but that's what I had, brother. I had a COVID baby, man. It was really weird, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, post-COVID, having a baby in these times, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had to, my wife and I, we had to figure out which hospital we wanted to have the baby in because certain hospitals weren't allowing the fathers to be in the room. and that was really important to my wife. That she wanted me in the room to cuss me, I guess, because that's the only thing that really happened. But
you have to go through the same shit she was going through. That's what it is,
right? But having a COVID baby is an experience. It's like what was running through my mind. Number one was like, are they gonna let me hold the baby? Which they didn't for a little bit because of COVID. Another thing is like you have to wear a mask at all times in the hospital unless you're in a room by yourself, right? So holding my baby for the first time, like she's like when you look into your baby's face for the first time, you want the baby to see you. You want the baby to see, yeah, that's my dad, or that's my mom, whatever. But in my head, like all the baby's seeing is a guy with a mask on. You know what I'm saying? Is like, so in my head, I'm wondering, like, is this gonna affect how she remembers me, kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? Because like the first time I held her, I was wearing a mask. The first time I fed her, I was wearing a mask. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in the hospital for 3 days, and yeah, it was really, really scary.
So were there any concerns on how life was gonna be like for your child, like how you were gonna raise your baby? And just for the listeners, did you have a boy or a girl?
I had a girl.
You had a girl. So even now, like you can't really. How do you foresee, like, what are you concerned about your daughter growing up in COVID? If you're not concerned, you're not concerned. But if you have any concerns, you might want to share. You want to share something.
Fuck no, man. I have zero concerns. Like, let's backtrack. COVID is a serious thing. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going on. There's a lot of people who are not taking it seriously. But it's a serious thing. People are dying from it. It's a pandemic. It's a global pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking it seriously. But with that being said, is it going to affect my kids? The only way it's going to affect my kids is school. Like the way they interact with their friends and the way they're educated and stuff. But in terms of like affecting their quality of life, nah, man. Like, as I said, I'm home with them more times. They're with their family more times, and yeah, they're getting a good childhood.
Okay.
What about you? Any COVID babies in your family?
No COVID babies. I don't even know if there's going to be any more babies, period. All our kids are grown, and well, when I say grown, they're like still, in their. My oldest daughter's in her pre-teens. Okay. The next one to follow, and my son, he's just right behind them. But them feel like them big. You know what I mean? They feel like they're grown. Mm-hmm. But that's that.
How is it affecting you financially?
Financially, damn. I'm gonna be real with you. COVID kind of hit me bad. I was doing all right. I was doing pretty good before COVID kicked in. What I had going on for me financially, that was giving me my financial gain, it got affected by COVID. So for me, it made situations a little bit more difficult financially. So I was able to save better because I wasn't going out a lot and doing a lot and spending a lot, but I was making a lot less. So in turn, it actually, made my financial situation kind of tricky. So I had to navigate through that, which was kind of difficult. At some points, it became emotionally difficult. But at the end of the day, I'm a survivor. I came from nothing, so I'm used to not having nothing. I did get very comfortable having what I did have. So when COVID came in, it was definitely a shocker to my pockets. And then I had to try to maneuver through some things to still stay afloat. And, I'm still maneuvering through those things now. But, I know myself and I know how I deal with situations. So eventually, all that stuff will clear up and, I'll be back up again. But, for me, it was a little rough, but, still able to survive, still able to smile on a few days and stuff like that. Not like today, though. Today's gloomy as shit. But, on the better days during the summer and stuff like that, I was able to smile. I have my bike and I have my bike crew. So, most of the times I was on my bike and we were doing our thing and I was feeling good. I was feeling good about life. Still alive, still breathing, still able to see my family and stuff like that and my friends. So, financially, yeah, it was rough, but everything else was all right. So, that got me by. I did catch COVID. You know what I mean? I caught COVID in the earlier stages. I think it was around May.
And how was that?
Fucked up. You know what I mean? Like it was scary. It was scary and became very traumatizing because I have a few other medical conditions. And I didn't know how COVID was going to affect me. And the thing was, that was like in the first wave. So there was still a lot of missing information about COVID,
right.
And there still is.
Right.
But back then there was even more. So I didn't know what the hell it was really and what it would do to me. And I heard about people dying and stuff like that, and whatever. And I didn't really personally feel like it was going to take me to that point. But I was more concerned about the long-term effects of it. You know what I mean? So this is something nobody knows anything about, and is killing people. But the people that survive COVID, has it done something to them internally? You know what I mean? Has it had some sort of long-lasting effect that will take in or come into place later on in life? Or you know what I mean? So that's the main concern.
Right.
And like I said, that was one of the reasons why I couldn't be around my daughter for her birthday. And quarantining is a pain in the ass. I'll say that, because that's the longest 2 weeks of your life.
Right.
And so it's hard to quarantine alone, but I feel like personally it's harder to quarantine around loved ones and family members, right? Simply because you're more cautious and more worried about them. You don't want them to catch it, and you're taking baby steps and stuff like that. For me, like, I didn't get admitted to the hospital, but I was actually really, really, really sick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there was a time when I came out of the shower and I walked over to the living room and I just dropped down on the floor. Like, I couldn't move. I felt like I can't even really explain it. And the only thing that I could do was say, "Hey, babe, can you give me a piece of broccoli?" I don't know what the fuck was going on, but like I just needed to eat some sort of green raw vegetable. And surprising as it was, that gave me some energy to get up and get into the couch or whatever the case was. But yeah, I was really sick for that part. So damn. COVID kind of fucked with me. I'm gonna tell you that. COVID definitely fucked with me financially. I caught it and stuff like that. But I know it's done a lot worse to a lot of other people. So I pray for them. I pray for their families and things like that. But yeah. All right, guys. So again, this is OTR powered by Amadeus, and we're talking about COVID today. And we got something special for you guys. We got our guest who's gonna be talking to us soon about just how COVID has impacted him. He goes by the name of Muhammad, and we're glad to have him here, and we appreciate his contribution. So, Muhammad, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good, man.
Yeah, brother.
Doing good. Better that you're here. You know what I mean? We're real happy to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm grateful. Alhamdulillah. Thank God. No one else.
Alhamdulillah, yes.
All right. So we're gonna jump into some questions we gotta ask you. I hope you don't mind. You know what I mean, and answer them to the best that you can. Warren's gonna lead off. So let's get to it.
You were in jail when COVID hit.
Yeah, I was.
How long were you in the institution for?
I got incarcerated around July 18, 2019. And then I basically came out May, like beginning of May of 2020. So about 10 months.
Okay, so you were in there before COVID hit, and you seen.
Yeah, before COVID
yeah,
hit,
so you
way
seen it.
before.
Okay.
All right. Well, I appreciate the fact that you're out now. Rather have you out here than in there. So I got to ask you, Mohammed, what were the immediate changes on the range when COVID first hit?
Well, to be honest, when COVID hit, no one really knew what it was. Like out of nowhere, the whole city just went on lockdown, whatever.
Right.
We could only our only source of like news is like we're not getting no news from the guards. The guards is not talking. They're not really showing us what's going on, like what it is. We're only basically watching the TV that we have, so CP24, whatever other news stations there, or whatever. But yeah, so we learned about it there, and then out of nowhere, we're just on lockdown. One time we were locked down for like, when it first hit, we were locked down for like a long time. Like, even when I was in there, we were still on lockdown. I don't know how it is now, but we were, one time when it began, we're what's it called? I was on lockdown for like 5-6 days straight. No shower, no phone call.
Jeez.
24/7 cell time.
Wow.
Only one guard on range. Not even one guard, 2 guards for the whole floor, and every floor has 4 rangers on it. So it was crazy. It was bad there. Trust me, like bad.
Yeah, man. So we hear.
So how did it affect like court and parole and all them things there?
Well,
From your perspective.
the court was shut down because the court, obviously, the what's it called? The court COs, they started getting coronavirus. I think some lawyers, some crowns or whatever, they're getting the virus. So the court was shut down fully for like a long time, and then parole, everything was shut down. And then later on, they started opening it up slowly, but it was only on audio and visuals.
So-
My whole bail hearing was only on audio, through a phone, that's it. But it took a long time for it to, like, happen,
Okay.
I was even held for, like, I got bail Tuesday, and I came out next Tuesday, because it took so long for the papers to go through and come back and blah, 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 all that stuff.
Do you
Yeah,
think
that
do you think that you got bail because of COVID? Like, do you think like since COVID hit, it increased your
really.
chances of getting bail, or like?
No, not really me. Mine's kind of like a different story,
Okay.
And I'm a first offender. I don't have no criminal history at all. And I was 18, so no, I don't think so, to be honest.
Okay.
There's no first grounds or whatever it's called.
Right.
I don't have the first grounds or the secondary grounds or church. I don't know. I forgot what it's called. But
Church, yeah. Okay.
Another question I wanted to ask, and you might not even know or have an answer to this, but did you find that they were, I guess, putting other cases before others? So, for instance, like if your case was, let's say, a bail hearing, and that was coming up on the 3rd, and then there was another individual so they were putting different cases ahead of other cases, and some cases weren't being heard because they weren't of, let's say, of importance.
Yeah, certain people were supposed to be out. They had done their time and they were held a week, 2 weeks. Some people were supposed to go for parole. They were held back. And then the people that had big cases, like example, like murder charges, like that's new. There's no court that say yet. Most of the people, more than half of my range, all got shipped out because their cases like on pause, The only people that are staying are people that are coming out, waiting for their papers to be done so they can come out, and people that are having bail hearings.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they emptied the whole jail basically.
Wow.
And then they brought the people from Brampton, the whole Brampton jail, whatever I forgot what the jail's called, so Brampton jail, they brought all of them. The whole jail had coronavirus, and they all brought them.
What?
Just crazy.
That's madness. So like, what info was shared to you guys? Like, were they telling you like what's going on? Like the guards, like were they like?
Pardon?
Were the guards like sharing information with you guys, like saying like, okay,
No,
guys,
they're not.
there's a
The
pandemic
guards,
on road. So what? So they basically kept you guys in the dark then.
Yeah, exactly. They
Yeah.
didn't tell us nothing.
Well,
Like, they
that
didn't tell us. Sometimes there would be like random people, like after like a month later, random people are coming to the range spraying, like they're wearing those hazmat suits and they're just spraying some stuff. I don't know what it was. They're not even telling us what that's for. We're asking them what that's for. They're not telling us what that's for. Like nothing. And then sometimes in the morning before they unlock us, they put some papers that kind of explained.
okay. All right. So I got a next question for you. How did you feel personally about this whole pandemic while you were on the inside? Like, how did it personally affected you, and what were your feelings towards it?
Honestly, I didn't even know what it was. I thought COVID-19 and coronavirus are two different things, to be honest with you. I was in there like, what the hell? And then later on, I realized they're both the same. And I didn't even know what it is. I still don't know what it is, to be honest with you. But nah, I don't know what it was. I was worried about my family, my parents. They're elder. Like, they're not, they're older. So I know they're saying only older people are dying. So like, I was worried, and I can't get no phone calls. I'm just in my cell,
Right.
watching the TV through my hatch.
What about visits and stuff?
There's no visits. Visits got cut in February.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they cut that quick.
I was supposed to have a face-to-face in February. That was rough.
There was no video. There was no video
No,
visiting.
no video. No.
Wow.
Oh,
Because
that's
they have
crazy.
to come into they have to come into the cell for them to be on the video.
I guess they didn't want
The
anybody in
computers are
there.
like downstairs in the front, so.
Okay. So now that you're out though, like how is COVID impacting you now?
I'm still on house arrest, but like I was on 2 ankle braces on home. I couldn't leave at all, even with my shirt like 24/7. Like I cannot leave. I'm only allowed to leave if I have an emergency to the hospital. So
Wow.
I was straight inside my room for 5-6 months, and then now I just got a bill variation. Now I can leave with my shirty, so now I can go around to my families.
So you said sorry, but you said they had you on 2 ankle bracelets?
Yeah, I had 2. I just took one off. I only have one now.
Did they tell you the necessary need for 2? I mean, doesn't one work the same?
I don't know. No, they didn't tell me.
They didn't explain nothing like that to you. That's crazy. So they slapped you with 2 ankle bracelets, which I don't know. Maybe there's something that I'm missing here, but I was on parole before too, and I had an ankle bracelet, and I had one, and the one ankle bracelet was just as effective of having 5 or 10. You know what I mean? So I don't know why they would want to give you 2, but maybe something's changed that I don't know about.
I don't know.
Well, glad that you got 1 off. Got 1 more to go. So now you're involved with Amadeus, right?
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about your involvement with Amadeus and how that's affected you?
Yeah. Right when I got incarcerated, I was 18, right? So I basically just finished school, but I had 1 credit to go. I got 29. So they enrolled me right away to get my last credit. I took introduction to business with Emily and then now Megan. And then, it was going well. And then Corona hit. So it was paused for like, I don't know how long, until I came home. And then I came out, I contacted them, and then I continued my work. And then now I have an exam coming up, so I'm basically done.
Okay, that's good. So what are your plans now? I mean, there wasn't much that you could do while you were inside. There wasn't much information
exactly.
being given or anything like that, and you're still on parole now. I guess before.
I'm on bail.
Oh, you're on bail. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So what are your plans now? And especially with COVID still out there, the pandemic still going on, what are you looking forward to?
Right now, Megan, she got me into some college program I'm in right now. So that's gonna finish around December. And after that, I'm gonna look into a second semester or whatever it is. And then right now I have some volunteer work place as a mechanic, so I'm learning mechanic and stuff.
Okay, so you're still keeping yourself busy, which is good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us, or even for the listeners? Just any words of wisdom, words of advice, or anything?
Not really. I'm just stay out of trouble. Jail's not for everyone, and yeah.
And you said
yeah.
you said you were a first offender, so this was your first time, in the system and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure you've already set your mind that it's going to be the first and last.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right, brother. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Thank you for, just giving us an insight on your experience with COVID. I hope that other bracelet comes off ASAP, and, I just hope you continue to keep doing better things, greater things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate
All right, brother.
it.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
You. All right. All right. So Warren,
Yo.
got something up your sleeve here. What is it?
So we got a special guest today. Brother Nico's in the building. What's up, Nico? How you doing? Say what's up to the listeners, man.
Hey listeners, this is Nico.
Tell them about yourself.
So I'm a social service worker student. I've worked in social services and community work for almost 10 years now.
Okay. So, how, in your opinion, how do you feel that COVID has impacted the streets and us as a people within society?
So I think COVID has had quite a few positive impacts and some really negative ones as well. Obviously, over 1 million people have died from COVID at this point. But some of the positive impacts have been, I would say, the Black Lives Matter movement. Without COVID, I don't think we would be where we are at with the movement. COVID has given people the time to actually go out and protest. There's nothing for them to do besides kind of isolate. Now they have the time to actually go into the streets. They're able to listen to the news and recognize the problems that are going on in the Black community. They are able to also understand. People are now able to be empathetic to the issues and challenges that Black people experience because, one, it's more visible, and two, people are going through crises of their own. And I find that when people are going through crises, they become a lot more empathetic to other people. And I think COVID also did this amazing thing where now everybody is going through the same thing. So beyond creating the understanding with one another, where we now say, okay, Black people are going through this and that, we as a community as a whole are becoming more human because we all understand that we are all experiencing death, experiencing depression, experiencing addiction. All these challenges are really coming up in various parts of the community, and I think COVID kind of highlighted that there are issues that are beyond surface level. It's not just this person dealing with this or this person dealing with this. COVID is a systemic issue, and now we're starting to realize that along with COVID, racism is a systemic issue. Yeah. Addiction is actually a systemic issue, and in order to address these issues, we need our politicians to actually act and fix these things, come up with strategies to address them. All these politicians are just talking about COVID because they realize that everybody's impacted by it, but they're also now talking about racism as something that is systemic, and I think almost everybody is recognizing that it's not just, oh, Black people are lazy, Black people are whatever. It's that, hey, we are actually going through shit, and it is the responsibility, and it is caused by systems of oppression that I think start from long ago in racism, but we're not going to get into that. In terms of how the streets have been, I think at the beginning, I thought everybody like that was involved in crime that took a break. Everybody was focused on I need to stay inside my house because I ain't trying to catch COVID. Mm-hmm. I think now that there's more information about COVID, that break may potentially be over. But yeah.
Man, it's definitely not a laughing matter when it comes to the crime rate and stuff that's still happening, or the things that are still happening with COVID. But we all did think it took a break, and a lot of us were happy about that. But a few months later, and here we go again. Nico, I want to thank you for sharing that with us. It was a pleasure having you. I couldn't have said that better myself. You really touched on a lot of important things, and you've made us, aware of a lot of key things, that's happening out there. So appreciate it. Thank you. We did think that there was a break. We thought, hey, COVID, people are now concerned about this pandemic as opposed to, out there doing whatever. Mm-hmm. But again, as we've seen, that quickly changed. And I don't know if it was because people got bored mm-hmm. and they were just like, okay, I'm done with the isolation and quarantine stuff. Right. I want my regular life back. Or did COVID open up more opportunities for individuals to acquire certain things and right. Avenues for more crime?
Right.
You know what I mean? So what's your take on that?
My take on it is like the streets does not take a break. The streets doesn't sleep. You know what I'm saying? I admit, or I agree with Nico and you that there was a short pause when COVID first dropped, in terms of like what was going on in the streets, in terms of crime and man's doing dirt and trying to make money and trying to just trying to find another way to survive. And when COVID hit, it wasn't so much that they took a pause. It was just so much like they're saying, okay, like how do we make money now? So for example, when COVID hit, like the crackheads were still buying crack. So it was just a thing where it's like they have to, supply the demand, but they can't drive on the road with their product because the roads are now empty. When COVID first hit, they can't drive at certain times. They have to drive, like when they have to drive when other people are on road, and it was weird in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the girls in the tellies. Like they try to shut down the hotel, so the girls are like, "Oh, where are we gonna flip our tricks now?" But it's like it was just a pause, just for them to find the way to adapt. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It wasn't necessarily a pause, as more it was
stutter step.
Yeah, basically, and try to figure out a new way to deal with the current situation and how
right.
they can move around it. So we could just call it a really long business meeting. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of misinformation being passed out there, and I can't say if I haven't made up my mind on any conspiracy theory or what's really happening. Like obviously I've been researching it and I've been watching the same Netflix documentaries as everybody else, and been watching the news, and it got to a point where I was just COVID out of like hearing shit about COVID, but I don't really take in any of these conspiracy theories. This is like, I feel like what we need to do is make sure that first of all we're good, then our household is good, and then our neighborhood, and then our community, and just so forth and so forth. You know what I'm saying? It's like
more than ever, we need to really pay attention to what the hell is really going on, and first and foremost, protect. Protect, like you said, starts from within ourselves, onto our loved ones, and then our community, and then just as far as we can go to protect each other as a people, and just trying to be as smart about this as we can, because at the end of the day, COVID is real. Conspiracy or not, it is real. It's killing people, and it's an actual virus. This 100%. Is something that if a lot of us don't, we need to, come to terms with.
I think the real goal right now, or what we should be focusing on, is how do we help those who are less fortunate, in these trying times. You know what I'm saying? Like the strong will always survive. But I think during these times, during this pandemic, our focus should shift to those who are vulnerable, those who are incarcerated, those who are already in facilities such as group homes or shelters or homeless people. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's where our focus should lie, rather than focusing on is it 5G? Is it Bill Gates? Is it this? Is it that? I feel like that's all a distraction, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like what we need to do is just hunker down and figure out how do we survive whatever is being thrown at us. Is it man-made? Is it from God? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it nature? Whatever it is, we need to, not figuratively, but like hold hands and get through it, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard with the social distancing for sure, because the nature of social distancing is keeping us separate and isolated. But despite social distancing, again, I think we need to, come together and get through this.
And definitely, for the parents out there, you know what I mean? With your kids, just try to be as informative as you can. I mean, to the level of their understanding. You don't want to scare them or anything like that, but definitely try to keep them as aware as you can and get them to levels of understanding about what's going on, because I think the long-term effects are going to affect them a little bit more. You know what I mean? And like Mohammed said, when he was on the inside, they got no information. They didn't know what the hell was going on, and that doesn't help anybody. Right. So that's huge. So right. Don't try to shelter them too much with the whole COVID stuff. Like I said, to their level of understanding, try to keep them up to date and understand what's going on and why it's happening and stuff like that. Right. We're gonna wrap it up. Today was pretty dope. We heard from Mohammed. I appreciate him calling in and giving us his experiences and his opinions and stuff like that. That was dope.
Shout out to the boy Nico.
Yes, Nico. Really put some things into perspective for us, and for a lot of listeners too. Comments, feedbacks, we appreciate it. You can hit us up on any one of our handles. You can email us, let us know what you think. Send out some questions or even things that you guys would like to talk about in future episodes, any ideas or any topics of discussions you guys want to hear, talk about, just we're open to anything. Let us know what's up. You can reach us at any of our handles, which is Warren.
You already know. So hit us up on Instagram at Amadeus TO. So at Amadeus, AMADEUSZTO. Or you can email us at otr@amadeus.ca. Hit us up with any thoughts, questions, concerns. Let's keep this conversation going.
All right, OTR listeners, it's that time again. It's time for us to drop our feature artist for this episode. And this one comes from none other than Toronto's very own Roche that guy. The track is called Know Me. You guys take a listen. Let us know what you think. OTR, Roche, you know what it is.
Yo, what's poppin', world? You know what time it is already, man. It's your boy, straight from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, boy. Roche, that guy, right? And I'm here about to drop my new song, my new single, Know Me, on Off the Record, you feel me? Powered by Amadeus. Get with your boy, man. Holler at me on all social media platforms. You know what time it is. Tell me if you're feeling me. I really made them hear the real in me. I keep it cool, but for the heat, I got this still with me. Yeah, let's go. I used to have big dreams of driving in a Hummer. I'ma make it in life, man. I put that on my mama. Went to jail and got locked down. I've been through all the drama. I was labeled a young thug, cause baby, I'm a gunner. I barely had no one. I did this on my lonely. All of these fake friends, these niggas, they be phony. I don't want another thing, even the money that they owe me. And I would rather that they just act like they don't know me. And I ain't really get that. I ain't with the chit chat. I can never hate on small fries. I'm a big man. Tell me, can you dig that. You can get your wig splat. I ain't worried about who tryna get me, I'ma get back.
Much appreciation goes out to Roche for hooking us up with that one. The track ain't even out yet, but it'll soon be released, so you guys keep an eye out for it. Check him out on his Instagram too at ROCHEDATGUY. Roche that guy. OTR. Roche, you already know what it is. We appreciate you, bro. God, keep doing your thing.
Listeners, what do you guys think about that? Let us know. Hit us up. You know the handle. OTR. Voices from the inside out.
Make it in life, man. I put that on my mama. Went to jail and got locked down. I've been through all the drama. Was labeled a young thug, cause baby, I'm a gunner. I barely had no one. I did this on my lonely. All of these fake friends, these niggas, they be phony.